Penguin Random House Audio presents. This is Body Grief, making peace with the loss that comes with living in a body. This is the author, Jayne Mattingly. For Sean, my husband. Author's note. As you listen to this book, you will find detailed stories of body grief as experienced by humans from all walks of life. Some of these individuals have chosen to share their names and identifying characteristics, and some have chosen to change their names while still bravely sharing their stories with the world. I hope you hold these stories as close to your heart as you would your own. I have also created some composite stories using examples from my client practice. In these stories, many details have been changed and no identifying information has been used. You may see yourself, your friends, your family, your neighbor, your inner child, or your past self in these stories. I ask you to hold space for all these parts with kindness and compassion. Without storytelling, there is no healing. I'm incredibly grateful to everybody who sat down with me and shared their hearts and their body grief with this community. Thank you. You are changing lives. Introduction. Tuck, 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 and hold. Tuck, 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 and hold. Pulse 2, 3, 4. There I was, on a Saturday summer morning in a bar class, the smell of coffee and dry shampoo in the air, pulsing and tucking my little ass and heart away. "Oh my God," I yelped out of nowhere. I could barely move. It was as if someone had superglued my feet to the ground and filled my body to the brim with liquid cement. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes, hoping it was just a wave of exhaustion. I just needed to push through it. "Come on, stop whining," I told myself, glancing around at the other type A white woman in the studio. But then the pattern on my leggings started to blur and disappeared, as if my eyes had also decided to take a time out. I waved awkwardly to the instructor by way of apology and snuck out of the studio. Later, I chalked the experience up to exhaustion and stress. At 27, I was graduating with my master's in clinical mental health counseling while being a teaching assistant nannying for 2 households, working at a therapist's office, and starting my own business. I didn't have time to question if I might be sick. Instead, I took this early departure from my workout as an excuse to get home and do some work. But as the weekend progressed, I wondered if I had pulled my neck muscles during my piece of cake bar class. I was in a significant amount of discomfort, yet as usual, I powered through. The following Tuesday at work, this coping strategy would fail spectacularly. The thing about your body is, when it's trying to tell you something, it won't stop sending you messages until they're finally acknowledged. And unfortunately, the longer you ignore these messages, the louder and louder they often get. Sitting at my desk in the therapist's office, I suddenly realized I couldn't move my upper body. It was just like that book I'd read when I was young, about the girl who had polio and lived in an iron lung. I felt paralyzed. Then the pain came. Pain like I had never experienced before. My eyes felt as if they were being pushed out of my head. My skull felt like it was about to explode. And my spine felt like it was made of lead. Every time I blinked, my sight got blurrier. When my boss came out of her appointment, we immediately locked eyes. "I'm not okay," I admitted shakily. "I think something is seriously wrong with me." In an instant, she grabbed her keys, took my hand, and locked the office doors. "We're going to the ER," she said sternly, leaving no room for argument. I had never been to the ER as an adult, yet this would be the first of many visits. 5 similar episodes later, I would receive my first official diagnosis: pseudotumor cerebri, now called idiopathic intracranial hypertension, IIH. Intracranial hypertension is a rare neurological disorder that causes the cerebral fluid surrounding your spinal cord and brain to build up to a dangerous point. The high pressure this puts on the spine and brain can cause blurred vision, blindness, severe head pain, bruising to the brain and spinal.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?